Alright, so today I want to talk a little bit about stick grip and where to hold the stick with your hand, and a little bit about that and how it relates to moving around the kit and playing different parts of the kit. So I'll just go ahead and start with where to hold the stick, and meaning where on the stick to hold it. A great teacher once taught me that a great place to start is finding where the stick bounces most effectively, also known as the fulcrum point. So if you'll watch this here, I'm sort of finding a pivot point, and then I'm experimenting with different spots to see where that is the easiest. So, for example, here, that's not very easy because of the balance, and the same thing with the front. So, when that point is found, you're in a good ballpark of where you should be. And the reason I say ballpark is because everyone's a little different, and every stick is a little different, and so the size of your hand can dictate that. And so for me, that point on this particular stick is, I'd say, 2 to 3 inches behind my pinky. I generally like to go a little bit behind that, where there's about 2 inches, but just as a rule of thumb, you never want, a centimeter or less than an inch. Even though it may feel natural, because you can get a nice loud sound, but when it comes time to do doubles, that proves difficult. And so you want to make sure you remain at that nice fulcrum point. So once that's found on both sticks, let's talk a little bit about grip. What I'm going to be talking about today is what is oftentimes referred to as the American grip, a very common grip, and this is specifically a type of matched grip, so not traditional like this. The hands are uniform, and they're uniform in an American grip style. And the styles that I'm not playing with now in terms of the grip are the French style, which is like this with the thumb up, French timpani, that's generally how that's played, and then German grip, which is completely down. The American is sort of a mixture of both, to where my thumbs are by no means angled all the way up, and my palms are not parallel with the ground, but it's kind of a nice, comfortable in-between. So, if I'm hitting the snare like that, that's what my hands look like. This is how they look on the underside. And, yeah, so that's the style that is generally, played with. I generally use that when I'm playing on the snare or around the toms, but, that's not always. And so what I want to talk about next is, let's say I'm on the hi-hat. I might play that American grip. It's not unnatural. But if I'm doing faster stuff, possibly, where I'm involving more of the fingers, which is by no means bad, it gives me a nice consistent sound, or doing, some triples, where I've got that going on, the thumb comes a little bit more up, and that's not only because of the technique, but just in the way my hand is situated coming across. And the same thing applies to the ride cymbal. If I'm playing the ride cymbal, because my arm is kind of over this way, it just, for me, makes a little more sense for my thumb to be up. Now, that's not to say you can't do, American or German style, and sometimes I may fall into that if I'm doing some, bell stuff. But if I'm doing a ride pattern where it's real up-tempo, is more up. So it'll change a little bit. You want to make sure overall, though, there's no tension in that, the fingers are being used and everything is just feeling nice and fluid. So hopefully that's helpful. Just give it a try, see what feels right, and hopefully it works out for you.